Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the new Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure SUPER-SKRULL, one that I think many people were very excited about because the last SUPER-SKRULL figure we got was like 100 years ago, and it was really good for the time, but it doesn't quite hold up, even though in some ways it does. It's nice to have a new edition, and I think most people felt that. And this one turns out to be a pretty solid figure, and here's the kicker, if you want to call it that. The wave this guy is from is at least halfway awesome, and the other half isn't bad at all, so it's probably the best all-around wave we've gotten in forever. So that's kind of great, and now it just comes down to, is this figure any good? And it is, mostly, but there is some stuff to talk about, so let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands just about exactly, if that makes any sense, 7 inches, which makes him just about roughly 17.5 centimeters. So here he is up against the thing. They're both pretty sizable. Not super big though, because here's Gambit, and he's not that much smaller. I don't want anybody to explain what's going on in that image. Real quick while we're here, Gambit's head will be going on sale January 1st. It'll be a 2-week sale just like Beast. If you're interested, come around for that. So also real quick before we get into this guy's hand, interestingly enough, the exact same thing as Thing's hand, just slightly tweaked. It's a little bit smaller, and of course they had to adjust the joint and a few other things like that, but it is the same sculpt originally, just modified to work for this guy. Hey, you gotta save money where you can, and that's the kind of thing that's okay. It is supposed to be Thing's hand after all, sort of. So this guy is really cool. First impressions, aesthetically speaking, with his special arms on, it's a stunning looking figure. There's no shading or anything throughout the body. It's about as basic as it gets. Every single part is molded plastic, except for the abdominal section. That's painted. This is all a molded piece. That's the way to do it, though. I mean, that looks great. Really nicely done. Just like Colossus. Mine has stuff all over it, though. There's some schmutz on it. There's a schmear going on his shoulder. Don't like that. But otherwise, it looks pretty darn good. The clear arm is as clear as I would like it to be. That's very good. They did use white for some of the joint pegs. Actually, I guess all the pegs, really. And then for the joint down here, that's understandable. I do wish they shaded the purple just a little bit farther up here so that you didn't see the dark purple peg inside. That would have been easy to do. I mean, they did paint this part purple, so just bring it down a little bit. That would have been cool. But still, that looks great. I really like that. Plus, it's a stretchy arm. It's stretchy, it doesn't actually stretch. And it's articulated, so that's cool. This arm, it's definitely well done. We have the purple shading to the orange, and that's really nice. The only thing that bugs me about this one, they didn't sculpt the bicep to fit the shoulder at all. It's just a big flat chunk of plastic that pegs in. So that sucks. I don't like that. It's not super obvious, and once you pose them, it won't really matter, but it's still the kind of thing that's frustrating. And here we have a look at the face. While we're talking about the aesthetic, I like it. Yeah, his eyes are maybe a little bit wide because that's what Hasbro does. But for somebody like Skrull, it doesn't really matter, so that is okay. So aesthetically speaking, let's talk about this briefly. I think they did a pretty good job with the proportions, especially compared to what they normally do. His thighs are longer than his shins. If you want to go by those, it's your femur and your tibia. It should be longer up here than down here, and that's good. That's what they did. Normally they don't. They make the lower legs really long typically, and that's odd. But they did a good job, even though he does have big feet and fat ankles still. It's not too bad, and the bigger legs do make up for it, so I like that. I do wish the shoulders were not so far forward, or at least right in the middle, because he has no girth. He really has no back. It's all just, he's very front to back narrow. But it still looks really good, so I'm going to give this guy an 8. It's a very aesthetically pleasing figure. Again, especially with the special arms on. But as far as accessories go, we do have 2 different faces. We have the smiling face, and then we have the one where he's making a have to poop face, and those are both really well done. I think they nailed the heads. I like them a bunch. The eyes are painted well. There's a wash going on for the green, and then the hair part is paint. Is it hair? It's not really hair, is it? Either way, it's painted really nicely, so that's good. And then I already showed you the super arms, so we have those, but we then do also have just regular arms, and they have the gloves painted on, and that's well enough done. That's okay. It's pretty good. So 2 sets of arms, 2 heads, and then we do have a flame effect, which snaps on. I don't know if it's supposed to go onto the. I think it goes onto the rock hand. That's what it seems like. Let's see. You can put it. Yeah, it looks like it fits there the best, probably. I'll try it on the other hand. I just thought about putting it on the other hand. But it does go there. I like it. It's a really nice flame effect, too. Shades from orange to red. That's pretty cool. Can it fit here? No, it's not gonna fit here. Is it gonna fit here? Yeah, so Flamey Fist is good. Okay, yeah, I like that. Accessory-wise for a Build-A-Figure, what? We don't get accessories for Build-A-Figures. 10 out of 10. Build-A-Figure accessories are not a thing. Plus, he's got arms and heads and fire, and that's about all you could want. It's pretty great. I like it. All right, time for the articulation. The head can lean back on the hinge. Leans back really well. Leans all the way forward really well. And it's amazing. It fits the neck properly. There's no lollipop syndrome, and you still get a little bit of attitude, full rotation, and you saw full range. It can be done. I've only been saying it for, what, 10 years now? Nah, what, since 2012? When did I coin lollipop syndrome? That's probably only about 5 years ago. Anyway, you get full range, of course. This is flexible, but not that flexible. So full range short of where that goes. Bringing the arm up, even with the big arm, it works. The regular arms work just fine too. Of course, this one's closer, so I'll show you that. Yeah, full range, no problem at all. Does everybody love Super-Skrull? I love Super-Skrull. I don't know what it is. There's something about the purple and black with the shoulder things and the various arms. It's just such a fun design. It's not the most creative, I suppose, but I love it. That's just an aside. Okay, bicep swivel is fine. Double jointed elbow works just fine. The regular arms are perfectly okay too. I'm just figuring this is more important than the regular arms, because who's going to use Super-Skrull with regular arms? That works fine. Ab crunch goes all the way back and all the way forward. That's really good. Waist twist is fine. Hips go, are these look like Hyperion's thighs. Are they Hyperion's legs all the way down? They don't quite look like it. I'd be amazed if they are, but I haven't seen them in a while, so maybe they are. Maybe that's why the legs look fat at the bottom. They don't look as fat as Hyperion. Maybe it's because they're dark. I don't know. Whatever. They go out pretty far. Going forward, they do look like Hyperion's thighs, though. They don't go back at all. Thigh swivel is fine. Double jointed knee is fine. I'm starting to think they're Hyperion's legs, and I said they were good. Maybe it's just the color scheme. I don't know, guys. Maybe I'm crazy. Okay, so that's all good. The articulation is good. I do want to point out one thing. Mine, of course, has a defect. This ankle is totally off center. So this is called an insert joint, where you mold this part around the ankle joint. And when you do that, you have to line it up properly. And if you don't line it up properly, you get this. You get where you can see the joint is supposed to be, which is right there, but the joint is actually all the way over here. So you get a broken foot or broken ankle. And of course, with my luck, I got one. So that's a thing I figured I'd mention. So articulation on this guy is actually really, really solid. I like it. And so, you know what I think it is about these legs, even if they are Hyperion, the fatter legs look good against a smaller body than Hyperion, because you should have thicker thighs than we almost ever get. And that's probably why it looks good. Okay, back to the articulation. I'll give it an 8. That's pretty darn good. Could it be better? I'm gonna give it a 9. I think it's really close to as good as you're gonna get on this type of archetype, so to speak. So that's pretty good. Okay, time for the final verdict on this guy. As far as Build-A-Figures go, it's almost perfect. It's probably the best one we've gotten in a long time. I'm trying to think, as far as good Build-A-Figures go, we had Venom. Do we have any other good ones? We had to have had good ones. I can't think of any right now. This one's really good though. Like, really good. I'm gonna give him a 9. I can see people definitely buying the whole wave for this guy, but also being satisfied because the whole wave almost is really good. But also just buying this guy. I might even grab a couple extras on eBay. It's really nice. Really nice. I don't know what happened, but Hasbro put a bunch of effort into this Fantastic Four wave. Are they making a new movie that they haven't announced yet, and Hasbro's helping them lead the push to get people happy? I don't know. But this is nice. I like this figure a bunch. Like a whole bunch, objectively and subjectively. You guys are going to like it too. You should get one. I recommend it. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, thanks. I'm glad you did. And if you didn't, well, thanks for watching anyway. And if you haven't subscribed, you probably should, because I have new videos up just about every single day. And thousands already on the channel, just waiting for you to watch them. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.